What's up, guys? Zerda here, and today we're going over a little bit more of a serious topic. We're going to be looking at my top 5 most schizophrenic fighters, and I've already revealed my first one. This is not in any order. This is not in a specific order because I don't want to, I don't want to do that to a serious topic like this. But let's start off with Gene Silva, Gene Bossman Silva, as I like to call him. Gene Silva, he made his appearance this year in the Octagon, and we knew from right off the bat that he was a little bit strange, right? This guy was not normal. He barked up a storm. After his fight, and he fucking started, right? He started barking, and then he went and proceeded to show off the way he finished his opponent.
Okay, you're gonna give us a demonstration. Okay, this is a first. Yeah, we saw it.
I think it was Michael Bisping interviewing him. So he first of all, he barks, I think then he cries, and then he shows off how he finished his opponent with his coach, like he went through the motions with his coach or some shit. Very weird, right? And from that moment, we knew that he was a bit weird. Some people call him autistic, right? Autistic, and that is the thing that we like to confuse. We like to confuse autistic fighters with schizophrenic fighters, and then you got, just your CTE fighters, which the thing is, a lot of times these overlap, so you could put Gene Silva on the autism scale as well when it comes to these fighters. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to put him in the schizophrenic tier list, just because, or not, this isn't a tier list, guys, this is not a tier list, my bad. But yeah, he's going to be in the schizophrenic top 5, because, dude, I mean, first of all, going from crying, this is what he does every fight, every single fight that we've seen of him. He always cries in his interview, which, let the emotions out, but then he goes from pure, sadness, or I guess he's crying, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's very emotional, and then he goes from that to being elated and just pure joy. And you'll see this guy, it's like he won $1 million, right? Which, I mean, fair enough, he did win a fight, but going from crying your ass off in the Octagon, and he doesn't care, he'll do this in front of everybody, and I actually like him. He's one of my, probably top 20 favorite fighters, but this guy, he's making his way up, man, because this guy is a beast. He's a general beast, and you can tell that this guy does have something off with him, but in a good way, right? In a good way, and in the way that you need to have as a fighter. If you want to, be a successful fighter, you're gonna be a little fucking schizophrenic, right? So we're gonna put Gene Silva in my top 5 schizophrenics. Let's move on to the next guy.
Oh, an assassin!
Next up, we got Anthony Lionheart Smith. Now, this is actually kind of a surprise addition almost, because there's not too many schizophrenic moments from Anthony Smith at first glance. But let me tell you, when you look a little deeper, obviously we all know about the "you're attacking my family" moment with Johnny Walker, where this guy was in the cage with Johnny Walker fighting, and out of nowhere, this guy starts saying, "You're attacking my family" to Johnny Walker. He's having a flashback to the moment that a home invader actually did break into his house, and there's footage of that home invasion happening.
And that was my plan. I was just going to do as much as I could, and hopefully my family could get out, or if I ended up dying or from a gunshot wound or whatever, at least he'd be hurt enough that they could deal with it.
And I think somewhere in his brain, he went back to "you're attacking my family" when it came to him fighting Johnny Walker, maybe as a form of cope or motivation. I don't really know. But the other reason why I decided to add him to the schizophrenic list is because this guy genuinely is completely delusional, and that's what a lot of people like to say, that it's delusion, but I think it's somewhere in his brain. This guy genuinely thinks that he doesn't say things like "I could beat Alex Pereira" and not believe it. That's the thing. He doesn't say it just to piss people off or to, out of pure delusion. He says it because he genuinely thinks it. And so I have to add him to a list like this, because this guy has said, he's gone on count several times, saying John Jones isn't that good. On paper, I beat him. On paper, I beat Alex Pereira. And it gets looked at like a joke, but this is serious, guys. This is a more serious topic, and when you look at it deeply, there's something wrong with Anthony Smith. And, we do like him a little bit because of it, because he is a bit crazy. And I know this guy's fighting Dominic Reyes. He's probably going to get KO'd by him. But when it comes down to it, I mean, you could just tell Anthony Smith, if he does get that win over Dominic Reyes, on paper, he is going to say that he beat John Jones, because guess who beat John Jones? Dominic Reyes. So it kind of lines up. They're trying to get him to beat John Jones, which, I mean, he could have technically beat him if he took that illegal knee, but somewhere in his brain, there's something wrong with Anthony Smith, so I just had to add him to this list. Let's move on.
You know, this is a rat race, but I'm no rat. I'm a fucking turtle, ninja turtle. So which one's your favorite? I like Michelangelo.
Tony Ferguson in the schizophrenic list. I think this is pretty obvious. He was gonna be in this regardless of what you think. I mean, dude, Tony Ferguson, first of all, he has the moment. He has so many moments. Like, he has countless moments. Some that are, why is there hair in my face, bro? Some that are, like, captured online and some that aren't, right? We got the moment where he tossed holy water on his family, I think, on his wife or something and his kids, and, you know, his wife called the cops on him because of it. And then we got just his in-octagon moments, right? Like, starting from the beginning, I mean, Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje, you had the moment where he clearly was a little bit off, where he fucking started throwing sand. He was throwing sand at Justin Gaethje, thinking that, you know, that's going to do something. He's fucking picking up sand from the octagon and throwing it at Justin Gaethje. And even all the shit that he does.
I commend you for going headfirst into some, you know, mental health issues and working through that. It takes a lot of courage as a professional athlete, especially. A lot of people look up to you.
Fuck you.
Just even now, when he's in the octagon and he's not wanting to retire after fucking, what? Is it an 8-fight losing streak or a 7-fight losing streak? He doesn't want to retire. He takes off his glove, and he's so fucking delusional that this guy doesn't retire right there. He says, I think the fans, you know, the fans came out to support me. He thinks that the fans who are cheering for him are cheering because they want to see him fight still. They don't want to see you fight still, bro. They want to see you retire, and they're cheering for you because you're a veteran, and they gotta respect you. That's why they're cheering for you, and they thought you were retiring, but no, you go, well, I'm going to leave one glove in the octagon, and I'm going to take the other home just to see if I keep fighting. And he's genuinely probably going to still keep fighting, despite the fact that he's lost so many fights in a row. And he thinks he can compete with the elite, bro. This guy has something wrong with him. There's no question about it, man. I don't know if it's CTE. I don't know if it's a bit of the tism, but it seems to me like he's a bit schizophrenic too. Especially with the shit that he's done in the octagon. Like, the shit that he does in the octagon all the time. It's fucking weird, bro. So we gotta add Tony. It's not weird, actually. No, I shouldn't say that. It's not weird. It is pure fighter spirit. And it's what you need as a fighter, man. It's proven it. He's proven that this is what you need as a fighter to be at the tip-top level. You need to be a little schizo, right? So let's move on to our fourth guy. Our fourth fighter that I decided to add to the list, however, I should preface this by saying he might be a fake schizo, okay? This might be a little bit of a fake schizo situation when it comes to Payton Talbott, right? Because, listen, Payton Talbott, when you watch a video, when you go to Payton Talbott's channel and you watch one of his videos, you immediately go, oh, this guy, something's off about this guy. This guy's not normal, bro.
Anthony Riddle forever.
Bon chance.
The other day I was on some
Dissociative psychedelics.
and I was on that couch right there and I looked right up and he was staring directly at me.
Stop looking at me.
And that was a very weird feeling.
Like, he's trying to paint that image, right? He's trying very hard to fucking paint the image of, bruh, I'm fucking weird. Like, there's so many things in my brain going on. Look at what I did to my video. Like, you know, he'll add these crazy effects and he'll add these crazy things and the Donnie Darko imagery in the middle, and then he'll act like he's fucking crazy. And then, you know, you got Nina Drama in an interview asking him, is Donnie Darko one of your favorite movies? And he's like, yeah, how'd you know? Motherfucker, it's a bit obvious because you fucking put Donnie Darko in every single fucking video that you post. So, I mean, it's not that hard to guess that you might like Donnie Darko. But, you know, in reality, I think that, which Donnie Darko is a good movie, let me say that. But in reality, I think that this guy fakes being schizo a bit. But, you know, you can't necessarily fake schizo without being a little schizo. So, we're going to put him in there. And obviously the shit that he does in Octagon, like looking straight at the camera. Even the shit about like making a game plan for, who was his last opponent? Giannis Gamori, is that his name? The shit where he posted like a video in French and said like, you gotta kick my legs or some shit. I don't even remember. He said some bullshit, made a fucking plan for Giannis Gamori. That's weird. Like that is it's weird, but it's cool, right? And that's why I like Payton Talbott. I think a lot of people like him because he's not one of these normal average NPC guys who's in there like, respect to my opponent, I'm gonna beat him, but we'll see who the better man is on Saturday night. He's like fucking insane. He's a little bit more insane. The shit that he does, backflipping, that's pretty cool. And just his fight style as well. His fight style, he's a pretty cool guy. Definitely being a little overhyped, which is not the best, especially because when you get overhyped, people start rooting against you. But I think Payton Talbott's a beast, and I think he's a cool guy, and I think he belongs on the schizo list, but he might be faking it a bit. I'll say that. He's not as schizo as you might think he is. Let's move on to our last top fiver. All right, guys, what would a schizo list be without Jiri Prochazka himself?
He's trying to play something. I saw him in his highs. What he's doing, some technique, doesn't matter. I'm pure. I don't care. I just want to show the pure performance.
Jiri Prochazka, probably my second favorite fighter, or my first, tied with Cheeto. You know, it's hard to say, but dude, Jiri fucking Prochazka is a beast, bro. This guy, obviously, we all know he's a bit schizo when it comes to like the samurai shit. Like we've seen him he genuinely thinks he's a bit of a samurai, but then, you know, you'll ask this guy, what do you think when his opponents say that he's not a samurai? He'll say, I'm not a samurai. I am guy who lives by samurai ideas. So like it's weird. Like he genuinely thinks that he's a samurai, but he doesn't at the same time. Like he wants to he respects the samurai ideas. It's almost like that, right? He doesn't think he's a samurai, but he's still gonna do everything by the Bushido code, and he's gonna live his life like a samurai, right? And that's obviously you know, it's actually, the thing is, people look at it, and also let me say this before I go on to what I want to say. People see like the Alex Pereira dark magic shit, where he was saying Alex used dark magic in the first fight, and they say, what a way to cope, bro. Like, that's cope. No, it's genuinely not cope when the fighter genuinely thinks it. Like, that's the thing. Jiri Prochazka, because I remember one of my friends said that it's a way for it's like Jiri Prochazka's coping, bro. He obviously doesn't think that. No, it's not cope because he genuinely thinks that Alex Pereira was using dark magic. So, how the fuck is it cope if he genuinely thinks it? Like, this guy genuinely has convinced himself in his mind that the only reason he lost that fight, and I hope he's done it with the second fight too, because I don't want my favorite fighter to go in there thinking that he's severely worse than everybody and he could never beat this guy. That is not what you want from your fighter, because that's when they go on a downfall. Like, Paulo Costa is an example of, you know, he thought he could do everything. He lost to Izzy, and now he's on a fucking downfall because he doesn't believe in himself. I need my fighter to believe in himself and be delusional and schizophrenic, and that's why being schizophrenic is a good thing. Because if your fighter's not schizophrenic, he's never going to be, you know, he's never going to keep going. And maybe it gets to a point where it's like Tony Ferguson, where you need to kind of stop and you don't know it. But Jiri Prochazka, you don't need to stop. You need to keep going. You just need to take some time off. And, I mean, what's not schizophrenic? The shit that this guy does in the octagon also, letting you punch him, putting his head out, sticking his head out, you know, it didn't work that well against Alex Pereira, sadly. But, you know, the shit that he does, like, in the octagon, he does, like, fucking samurai shit, and it's just, how could you not like this guy? Let me say that. How could you not like this guy? If you are a Jiri hater, you can genuinely piss off, because I don't know how the fuck you can't like this guy. And if you're one of these guys who thinks that he's, making it up, like he's acting, like this is a big act, and he's just coping. He's coping about the dark magic shit. No, this guy actually believes it. It's not cope, guys. Fuck off with that shit. This guy's a beast. I love Jiri Prochazka, man. I could talk about this guy for hours, but, you know, for the purposes of this video, he's going to be in the top 5 schizo list. And, yeah, that's it. I just want to do a top 5. We're not doing a fucking whole major list, and this is my top 5, right? So if you got a guy, maybe from the fucking 70s who you want to add in this list, maybe fucking Fedor was a schizo and you want to add him to this list, I don't give a fuck, okay? You can add him to your own list. Or maybe you got a tough cookie. Maybe you got Ronda Rousey who you want to add to the schizo list. I don't care. It could be your schizo list, right? This is my top 5, so let me live in peace, man. Let me live in fucking peace. I'm sorry if I forgot somebody, but let me know if you agree with this list, if you think it's a good list or not. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.